Hello and welcome back to Mostly Motion, where we look at anything with wheels, 2 wheels, 4 wheels or more wheels. In today's challenge, how are we going to get Frank into this car? So we at Mostly Motion wanted to see if it would be worth it to buy a used Lotus 7 replica built somewhere in Johannesburg in someone's garage, and if it would be reliable enough to use as a daily driver. But also for this specific car, we've got major plans. We want to take it racing. We're going to find out what that's going to take. Honestly, driving this car around town is a big challenge with all the stopping and going, all the speed bumps. This car doesn't like speed bumps whatsoever. So we're going to take you through this journey today. We've got a little bit of a challenge that we want to get going with you, and we'll see if this car is what we think it is. So our mission for today is to try and see if we can take this car as it is to Kaapschehoop. You saw it with all the warts and bumps and bad paint and everything so far. So Frank, help me remember, what have we done to this car so far?
Exhaust.
Yeah, so this morning, just this morning, the actual exhaust bracket came loose. Yesterday, as I put fuel in here at this very filling station, as I left, clutch cable snapped. We had to replace the clutch cable quite quickly yesterday.
My God.
The very day, let me show you this video of the very next day after we brought the car home safely to Nelspruit. Unproven and untested stuff. So I took the Lotus out for a quick test drive and this happened. The only thing is the little bracket was welded on there, and from driving it now, I think for the first time in a while, that came off, and now I can't take it on or put it off. There's a guy who went to fetch just a saw, so we're going to saw this bit off here and take it off, and then I'll fix it at home.
Okay, let's talk about the challenge. What is your goals for today for this car?
I just want to get it to Kaapschehoop. Want to have a beer, coffee,
Non-alcoholic.
a non-alcoholic beer in Kaapschehoop, because the lockdown is still imposed on South Africa at the moment, and we are law-abiding citizens. You'll also see that the speedo doesn't work, so we won't exceed any speed limits.
Okay, so let's break it down. This car to Kaapschehoop and back on its own steam.
On its own steam.
No nudge from.
Please don't push me with the Ranger.
No tow rope.
No towing.
Nothing.
On its own steam. And if there's a breakdown or something that happens, I need to see if I can fix it next to the road, and so on. Yeah.
So basically, to put your mind at ease, if it goes to Kaapschehoop and back,
correct,
you will be happy
I can
with
use
this
car.
with this buy.
I can use the car.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't pay a hell of a lot of money on this car. We've spent hours and hours fixing it up. The fan belt broke. The fuel pump stopped working. We actually converted it to an electric fuel pump, and so many other things have gone wrong. So many. I've fitted a new battery. The alternator stopped working. We took it to Martin's shop And so many times I've gotten stuck next to the road with this car with something small happening that means it can't drive. Like this time when I was quite fed up. I'm beginning to think this car was a bad idea. It's the second time in 2 days it's got me stuck next to the road. First time obviously with the winglets, the cycle arch in the front there that came off. Now it just died. So maybe while we're still in town, it's worth giving a little bit of technical specifications on the car. It's fitted with a Ford Crossflow 1600 Kent motor, and I took the car to Andre. He had a look at it and he said one of the valves aren't actually closing all the way, so it sounds like it's misfiring the whole time, especially after starting cold or low RPMs, but as soon as it gets going that sort of disappears, but it's not making near the amount of power that it's supposed to. It's on 13-inch steel wheels and 4 different tires of different tread depths and so on, so nowhere near the handling capabilities that you expect of a car like this. It's on a 4-speed gearbox. Not sure exactly what. I think it's something Ford Escort-ish. So Ford 4-speed gearbox, which actually seems okay. I was a little bit apprehensive about the 4-speed gearbox to start off with, but it seems okay, and it seems to be doing the job quite well. Obviously, we want to upgrade the car. It's a bit of a project car. We want to get it race ready. I can tell you, potholes and speed bumps in this car is nowhere as much fun as you think it would be. But so far so good. We're gonna head out of town now, just out of town, and then take the 60k journey up the mountain to Kaapschehoop and see if it's reliable enough to do that after all the work we've done on the car so far. We haven't done anything visually on the car, so I wanted to showcase the car as we bought it, as we found it initially, and then I'll show you the progress of the car on the channel. So we're gonna rig up quickly to get started, and then off we go on the journey to Kaapschehoop. I wonder if we'll make it. It's 60 kilometers. The last time I tried to do any sort of distance with this car was about 20 kilometers on the Crocodile Valley, and that's a video you saw just now where the car just did not want to work. The problem there was the manual fuel pump tends to overheat a little bit after a couple of kilometers, and then that stops working. Now we've got an electric fuel pump inserted on this car. The new fuel line, there was a fuel leak at the tank as well, that was repaired. The right front brake caliper was rusted solid, so we had to repair that. We actually had to sand off some rust from there and get those calipers working the way they should be again. Now at the moment I have no idea what sort of speed I'm doing, and even going faster or slow I have no idea. Bumps, because the speedo simply doesn't work. So a little bit later I'll find out from Frank what average pace we were doing, because I'm guessing this is about 90 to 100 kilometers an hour at this pace in 4th gear and low RPM. The car's pretty happy, sitting at 90 in terms of temperature. I don't know what speed this is at. I'll be sitting mid RPM in 4th gear, and this is about as fast as I dare go. Because my cap halfway to Kaapschehoop now. The car is doing pretty well. We've stopped because there's some nice scenery that we want to take, and we also just want to take stock of what's happened so far. Frank was driving behind me in the Ranger.
Well, what I saw so far, it's got a bit of a fuel leak, but we spoke about that when we filled up. It handles quite nicely. We did it at about 100 to 120 kilometers an hour.
I actually wanted to ask you what pace we were doing,
I
because
saw you when you did this.
was that about 120?
that was 100, yeah, about 120. But I assume there's a lot of wind coming into the cabin.
Lots, so much. I have an idea. Hey,
I see a playground.
I have an idea.
I see a playground.
I think we're going to do a couple of drive-by shots and so on.
Yes.
And then we're going to see if we can get the giant 6'2" Frank the Tank in that car.
And then we'll do some first impressions.
Yeah,
What I
I'd
think
like
about
to
the
hear.
car.
I'd like to hear your impressions.
All right,
about the
let's
car.
do it.
So the question is, can we fit 6'2" Frank the Tank into 4 foot of car? I don't know, probably 1.5 meters worth of space. I'm 173. Frank, you're 6 feet, so 2 meters.
2 meters.
Okay, well, we haven't done this. This is not rehearsed. So yeah, well, yeah, get in there. Let's. What's the plan here? How are you gonna get in there? I must just point out, this car doesn't have any safety belts yet, so we need to do bucket seats and safety belt. That wasn't too bad. Okay, now press the clutch. You can't even see in there. Okay, there goes the car.
Okay. The pedals very close together.
Yeah, there's the pedal. There's no space in the world.
With these,
So what size shoes do you have, Frank? Just have a look at this. Okay.
I can press the clutch and the brake with 1 foot.
Yeah, that's not usually the plan.
Yeah, well,
Left
I
foot
start
braking.
by the heel and toe. Let's do this. Let's see if I can.
Okay,
Okay. So what we do is
switch on.
switch on.
I think it's
Power.
you gotta keep it running. Okay. Okay, rolling. This is funny. He's a giant. Frank, are you gonna drive or just talk to the car? I haven't told him any secrets about how the gears work or anything. That's reverse.
And the dog leg.
No, the first gear is forward, but it's half in the middle. There we go. That's first gear. Hasn't found second yet. Found second. Well done, Frank. Hasn't found third yet. It's a little bit difficult to get, but he's gonna get it. Hear him. He's noisy. Flipping the throttle like a race driver. Look at his hair. And
Definitely a learning curve with this car.
first impressions.
You know it's a race car when it wants to kill you. Definitely a learning curve on this. But this is some high potential.
I think so.
Yeah. You just need to learn the gearbox, you need to learn the pedals, you need to learn everything. But yeah, definitely. Low to the ground, wind into your hair. I just took the cap off and just let it out on the wind.
And what do you think in terms of my idea to make this into a time trial race car and hill climb car?
There's definitely potential in that. Yes. A lot of labor, a lot of money. You can do that.
The two things that I have lots of. Listen, what do you think should be the first thing that I change on the car to make it more
Drivable.
driver friendly?
Yeah, the drivability of the car is still, I think, an issue. So I'll get first of all, have a look at the suspension,
Yeah.
the tires, the brakes, get the wheel alignment straight.
Yeah.
So you just don't hop around on the road. If it's a better car to drive, that will be my first step to do.
And it's ugly. I need to do something about all of this stuff. I think it was a success today so far. We've made it to Kaapschehoop. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. We set off at 8:10 this morning. It's been a long day. Took us 7 hours to do 60 kilometers up a mountain, but without any faults or problems from the car.
Did you achieve the goal that you set out today?
Well, the goal was to make it to Kaapschehoop with the Lotus on its own steam, meaning no outside help, no towing, no breakages, no issues. And we did.
Yeah, that was a sounding yes. Bing! You did it. Now to actually go back to Nelspruit.
Yeah, we're going to take it back to Nelspruit. We'll include a little bit of outro bonus footage. We're going to take Frank's BMW and we're going to do a test run in terms of maybe just a short little drag race, because there's still a valve that's not closing on this engine and we haven't upgraded the engine to where we want it to be. Once that's done, we'll do another drag race and see how it compares to where it was.
Yeah. All right, let's do quickly future plans on this bad boy.
Okay, so I'm gonna do rims and tires. Obviously there's something not 100% with the suspension.
Yes.
I think wheel alignment's gonna go a long way. Wider tires and 4 of the same tires are gonna go a long way, because we've got 4 different tires. The full engine rebuild. The car's gonna be resprayed. We're gonna do bucket seats in the car with harnesses to get it race ready, and I think we're gonna upgrade the roll cage as well. So Frank has got a nice little B-series Honda and a special edition Ballard body that he's doing. How's that build going?
At the moment the engine is still out. Pistons going in very shortly. Putting everything back together, start it up, see if it goes.
100 kilowatts in a body like that's going to be quick, yeah. For next week's video, since I broke my hand and basically ruined my wrist, I haven't been back on an off-road bike. So next week is 3-month anniversary from my accident. I'm going to get on the bike, going to see if we can ride, because we've got a farm jam coming up in March and I've been asked to be a marshal at a ultra marathon with the bike. So we're literally just going to see. I'll feature the accident. We'll show you exactly what happened, because no one's seen the footage. It is embarrassing. No one's seen the footage of the crash, and we are going to ride for the first time. So we're going to head back to Nelspruit now, include that footage of the BMW versus the 7, and it's not a drag race to see what car is faster, but it's a benchmark for the next time we've done the engine and so on. Thank you for watching Mostly Motion.